Well, very good morning, everybody, for Saturday, the 31st of July. Low pressure continues to dominate, though we are starting to see a slight improvement from what it was yesterday. Very unusual to get a storm that windy yesterday, but oh, my thing's gone. There we go. But yes, over the UK today, we have low pressure convergence line. Look at that. It's always quite pretty to look at on the chart to our northeast. But over us, sort of hidden troughs, isolated, sometimes more grouped together showers, and now picking up a westerly flow with thankfully the isobars just a bit further away. As you can see, the remnants of that storm now well into Scandinavia. The winds generally looking somewhere in the region of about 270 to 290 and about 15 knots probably at flying heights. And the satellite picture, well, it's a bit of a cloudy start this morning. Starting to get some breaks in the cloud, but there's still a lot of orographic cloud too at Lasham, causing a bit of a headache, but hopefully that should lift and break. Obviously, the quicker it lifts and breaks, the more likely we get showers. So it's sort of trying to keep the lid on that today. But certainly it's not too bad along the south. Most airports are sort of saying it's starting to clear up a bit. Public forecast is showing, I said, those westerly winds and a temperature. Look at that, 18 degrees. Not great for this time of year. And even if you look at the outlook, it's not particularly great either. But generally with a reasonable amount of cloud, with a chance of a shower later. That links in fairly much with what GFS is saying, maybe a degree or so higher. It's showing about 19 or 20 degrees, probably picking up that shower risk just that little bit more. And dew points just hovering probably around, actually that's Thursday, let's reload that one. In the meantime, we look at the shower forecast, and the showers are starting to grow up in certain parts of the country, but not significant as of yet. You can see even that one's starting to peter out a bit. So yeah, good. Looking at what we've got at Lasham currently, temperature 15, dew point of 13, and outside, yeah, it's a little bit dark currently, where there's just a little bit of drizzle hanging in the air. Farmers reporting sort of few at 1,100 feet, more like scattered, broken 1,100 feet currently at Lasham. But with that risk, as you can see, Prop 30 of those heavy rain showers, maybe after sort of 12, but we'll just see. We may get some, we might get more than we expect, but hopefully not too thundery. David's forecast was sort of saying that, yeah, we do this sort of trough, this hidden trough, as I'm going to call it, because it's not actually on the synoptic this morning. And then potentially a chance of soaring a bit later, which we'll have a look in a moment, but not easy to sort of pin down whether we'll get that window today, but certainly lots of mid-level cloud too. The potential flight distance for top meteo, showing you see they're very light shade of pink, so maybe a short cross country for the brave. And if we look at midday, you can see it's not particularly soarable. It's flyable, maybe at about 1, 2 o'clock, becoming locally soarable to maybe just get out somewhere briefly. Maybe the lot of Keeble will get a task. I don't know. Looking at this, Lasham then gets a bit showery, so probably cloud-based peaking, I would say, at about 3,500 feet. Maybe clearing up a bit later. Look at that, maybe just a little bit of soarable window just before the evening group. So yeah, as I said, tricky, and cloud distribution, as you'll see on here, quite a lot of shower activity that is predicting. I'll reduce that slightly higher temperature. There we go, you can see the little blobs down just here between Southampton and Lasham, indicating shower activity. Always that sea air coming in at the towards the sort of Severn Valley and Bristol Channel. Yeah, fair amount of cloud throughout the whole region, but hopefully we'll see less shower activity and we might get a short window to do something a bit more exciting. Site forecast, as you can see, is showing that, yeah, you get sort of 2 knot thermals up to about 3.5 above the ground, but later you might see much higher tops of cumulus going up to 23, 22,000 feet. Really depends. I think try to pin that down. It's a little bit tricky. And there we go. There's the dew points for today. Somewhere around 12 degrees. And top temperature might just hit 20, but I think that's where we'll get the showers. Maybe a degree or so less. We might not see so much shower activity. Airspace wise, there's a little bit to think about today. There is a parachute display between 5:50 and 6:50 at Highclere Castle up to flight level 100. And that is also linked in with an air display around the same time. So probably not affecting the gliders, but worth just thinking about that if you are going out for an evening motor glider jolly, if the clouds break up, that there is a lot of activity in the Highclere vicinity. Keeble gliding competition, and number 4. Aerobatic displays at Compton Abbas between 9 and 7 this evening. Gliding with a wallop. Extended hours of opening for Goodwood. Gliding competition, air display, sorry, at Stanford upon Avon. That's this evening, so that's not going to worry us too much. Quite a lot within the Salisbury plain there, but most of it is fairly irrelevant. Yes, sort of the usual danger areas. Oh, look, the clay pigeon. No Tam is back. Yeah, so a few things to be aware of. 18 and 19, just to finish off. Oh, look, Cranfield's open for once. That's not. Okay, so yeah, I think Highclere is the main thing to be careful of there if you're around this evening. Okay, we'll be on to 7. Not particularly busy day from the looks of it because there's not too many people on the list. And yes, hopefully we'll get some respite from some of the poor weather, but it's not looking too amazing into the next week ahead, but hopefully a little bit more in the way of sunshine and showers. There will be some emails coming out about some planned runway works in the next over the next week or so. We'll try and mitigate that as best we can, but just keep an eye on your emails. So if I don't see you today, I'm sure I'll see you next week.